Yep.
What's up, everybody? We are live for our second patron hangout, and we have Miss Lucy here as well as Mr. Kane. Mr. Kane is a new patron, and I absolutely love the fact that he's able to join us today. And we have Torva and Hector, and I think I saw. Okay, yeah, I saw Paul in the thing there. I know I haven't really shared this guy out, so let me share it out a little bit. But so how are you guys doing today?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah. Now, Lucy, I know that you had something go on today.
Yeah, we'll talk about that here in a second. I'm actually trying to get Maine added in.
Okay. Yeah, and of course today's Monday, so my Mythicist video got posted today, but today was more of a sort of, not really a collaboration video, but it was my friend Atheism, or God Works Out. You know, he had done a Did Jesus Exist video, and I wanted to kind of spotlight him on my channel. Yeah, I liked it a lot too. He had it, one reason why I also wanted to put it was because apparently it had gotten taken down. And so I was wanting to sort of help him keep it up. And but he went ahead and put it up again anyways. Apparently the first time he put it up, it got like 25,000 views. I'm guessing maybe a Christian site got a hold of it or something. It was like, I can't believe this guy. God Works Out, and he says Jesus doesn't exist. But
sounds like they're remote.
Yeah. But anyways, so well, what about you guys? How do you guys feel about the past month on the channel?
It's been a productive month.
Yeah, have you guys liked the content that I've been putting out? I mean, I feel like if there's anybody that should be taking direction from, it should be the people that give me money.
Yes,
Realist. Yeah, definitely don't bite the hand that feeds. That's yeah.
indeed.
I think it's one of those things where, like, as long as you keep doing what you're passionate about and we can see that, I'll keep paying. No matter what, only because I like you, I like what you're doing. Now, if all of a sudden you kick open a door and you're like, fuck me, fuck him, fuck everyone, then I might have a bit of a problem.
No, those were the early videos, John.
But
yeah.
Hey, this is going to be awkward with both of you named John, so you're just going to be stuck with Mr. Kane.
I can handle that. Realistically, I can handle that. Most of the time in my life, when it was either Kane or a various other amalgam of hey fuckhead, hey jerk. I had older brothers, so I was the youngest, so I was done. Like, until my mom's girlfriend moved in and my stepsisters came in, like, I was the low man on the totem pole, and I stirred that shit pot a lot. So, but realistically, John, I mean, what you do here is great. I like it, which is one of the reasons why I willingly give. And the only thing that I would say is sometimes you're far too nice than I could ever possibly be. And that's only because there's only so much stupid I can take before my brain goes, okay, fuck it, I quit.
Yeah.
We've been there. We've been there.
Ugh, it's so bad.
Yeah, no, trust me, it's taken a while for me to get to the place where I can be amicable when I just want to, slap the stupid out of somebody. So it's been a long personal journey, I guess, for me. But yeah, no, I appreciate that, and I am going to keep doing that. Doing what I'm passionate about, and right now, what I'm really passionate about is my "Did Jesus Exist" series, the logical fallacy series, and now my the Gnostic gospel thing, which I'm starting to produce. I actually recorded the first actual episode, I guess, of it last night, where I did the I'm going through it alphabetically, and it's the Acts of Peter and the 12 Apostles. And I do it a lot funnier in the actual video, but basically it's the parable of the pearl in the Bible. Like in the Bible, it's literally like one verse, right? But this verse is expanded over like a whole parable, and then an explanation of the parable, and but they do it in a way that is just. In my view, after reading it about 20 times, it just gets hilarious every time I read it, because like it's like Peter and the apostles. It's like they hallucinate, and God tells them, "Hey, go and get on this boat. Don't worry, the sailors are going to be nice." It's like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, they'll be nice. That's because my hallucination said it would be nice, and of course they are nice. But like the entire thing is filled with hints that it's allegorical and all this other stuff, and I think that's probably the reason why it was tossed out, is because it was too obviously allegorical, because like they land on a city that was named Habitation. And that's where they land at, and it's like, really, you couldn't figure out something a little bit better to name the city?
The idea, though, I mean, with me being, as an ex-pastor, it's one of those things where I look at that book and I'm so pissed off that I've never got a chance to read it, only because that was one of those no books that you didn't talk about at all. And like my pastor, my boss, was like, I had to read it in college. I don't suggest it. It's kind of stupid. And I'm going, then why is it so scary? But after I stopped believing and I started reading it, it was like, oh, good Lord, no wonder he didn't want me to read this. I was already having enough trouble choking it down and keeping it down without being like, no, this is horseshit. Come on, guys. And this just would have put me overboard. So, I mean, wise to keep me, flowing with that manipulation. But, wow. This is going to be fun.
Yeah. I'm really excited about it, because the way that I have the episodes set up is in basically two parts. That's where I summarize it in my own little funny special way. And then I do kind of like an analysis of the parable that's a little bit more intelligent than when I summarize it. I come at it from both of those ways, and in the analysis, like, I tie it into how it relates to general Christianity, how it differs or how it is the same thing, kind of deal. And so that's pretty much how I'm going to be going with the Gnostic series. Coming up with the Did Jesus Exist stuff, what I'm going to be going through is basically for the next month, what I'm planning on doing is relating how the miracles of Jesus Christ, as they're portrayed in the Gospels, are really just recycled miracles from the Old Testament. I'm hopefully, what I'm trying to do is build a case that, there's nothing new in the New Testament, actually, that it's all recycled stuff from the Old Testament that they've just reworked into stuff in the New Testament, and they've just added Jesus for flavor. That's what I'm hoping to do with the Did Jesus Exist series for the next month. And then, let's see, logical fallacies, I'm just kind of getting those as they come. So, I mean, if there's any videos out there that you guys would like me to look at for logical fallacies, I would most definitely love to take a look at them. This Friday, I do believe I'm doing Argument from Design. like the watchmaker argument, basically. I know I've got a State of Daniel video where he basically lays out the watchmaker argument as one of his reasons that you should believe in God, and so basically I'm going to take his argument and I'm going to show you why it's not a good argument to use and why it's a fallacious argument. And so that's how I plan on doing the logical fallacies from now on, is trying to find real life examples and explain why they exactly are fallacies, and hopefully that'll be a little bit better. Uh-oh.
Also, for a word of advice, if anybody's ever talking and you see me just nodding, if I'm not looking at you, I'm still listening. If I look at people's faces, I fuck up and start looking at other stuff and be like, what the hell are they saying? Look at his nose. So it's just easier if I don't stare and go, uh-huh, and then respond.
Let's see, and just to let you guys know also what else I'm doing, some of the more ad hoc series that I run, being the Minutes in Atheism and the Godless Politics videos. Those are still going to be more or less ad hoc. I'm going to be making those as events come up, but I feel like those I feel like those are almost indefinitely going to be series, whereas like the Gnostic Gospels actually has an end in sight, because while there's a lot there's a lot of different there's a lot of texts associated with the non-commodity library. I think there's 52 in all, but there's actually an end in sight with that one. There's also kind of an end in sight with the Did Jesus Exist, because there's a finite kind of amount of evidence against a historical Jesus. So I know at some point those will die out, but like the Minutes in Atheism and the Godless Politics are going to be something that will be something quick that I can produce, and something that I can produce indefinitely. So those are going to be more ad hoc. That's why I'm putting more time and effort into the other ones, because those are going to be kind of like a finite set of videos. But now, I know earlier, let's see, there was one question for you, Mr. Kane, asking how long you were a pastor for.
Well, I was a pastor twice. The first time it was by the age of 21 until the age of 24, in which point the church that I was going to, I'm not going to bury it, because there were some nice people, but overall there were a bunch of dicks. But the thing was I was going through what they referred to as local candidacy for ministry, which is where they brought me up in the church. They taught me everything I would need to know about how to minister to that church or another one similar. All of my coursework and casework, basically everything I needed for school, with the exception of the odd English class or something like that where I would go to a community school. I did it all through this church, and it was a denomination. It was Free Methodist. I did, my title on paper was layperson, lay pastor. However, I did everything that an associate pastor would and could and did do. And then after that, I found that I went to a crossroads. Basically, my boss's boss looked at me and said, look, you have to go to a $40,000 a year university. You don't have any choice. Whether or not you can pay for it, that's where you have to go if you want to continue education outside of what we're doing. And I couldn't afford it. And I didn't want to go that far away, because my mother, at the time, had just got diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. And I didn't want to be that far away from her if something bad happened and my ass needed to get home. So after some heated words, I told them they could take my credentials and shove them up their ass. I didn't care. And I quit. So I walked away, and I was away from the church for about 2.5 years. And they started a youth group. They got a bunch of kids in there. They were rowdy. They couldn't do anything with them. And they're like, hey, John, can you come back? Can you, be a assistant youth pastor, help with these kids? And when I first met them, I hated them. I couldn't stand the little bastards. But they grew on you like a fungus, like I've been told the kids do. And that came to a head when one of them that was at the church, one of our leaders, was very loud, very aggressive, and took liberties he shouldn't. And when that was brought to my light, I said very, very gruffly, very rudely, that if he ever touched him again, I'd rip his head from his body. And that is not good pastor etiquette, and they shit-canned me. So it was kind of one of those things where, looking back, I've often played it back in my mind, would I do it again? Would I say it again? And yeah, I would, in both cases. I have no regrets. And now, looking back as a non-believer, the time that I was in ministry was much more harmful to me than anything ever in my life. Like, me and my mom, I've always had a good relationship for the most part. And the one person that was really worried about me coming out as an atheist that I would do damage to was my mom. And surprisingly, she's fine. But I had told her some things that had happened during the course of ministry when I first started. And she literally flipped her lid. She's like, Jonathan, why the didn't you tell me? She goes, if you would have told me, I wouldn't have ever let it happen. And she was really upset at the amount of mind fucking that went into the whole process. So yeah, it was an interesting ride. I wasn't, I was not your atypical pastor. I was very much the nice pastor, the cool pastor, the one that wasn't going to look at you and say, hey, you suck. Jesus is everything. Never forget that. No, I was the guy that was hanging out at a strip club being a DD for a friend going, how the fuck am I going to write this sermon? I can't do this. And literally, I have not, no joke, I have gone many a nights to a strip club in Indianapolis when I lived in Indiana, been the DD for my friend, and I've sat literally off center stage writing a sermon. So.
Hello?
Hey, is that Main Gun?
Oh, Jesus, finally. God.
He lives.
It's a goddamn nightmare.
Well, you're
How you
sitting
doing,
outside.
man?
Yeah, sorry I'm late. I had problems getting signed on. Just a pain in the ass.
Yeah, my guess is that you probably haven't signed on since last time.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Well, yeah, Mr. Kane was just telling us about, his time as a pastor and how he got out of being a pastor. And but I know Lucy actually was wanting, she had something to talk about, something she did today or something like that. I'm not sure.
Yes.
Yeah, I do, and John, you're gonna be pissed off at me, but I've been having a really rough time the last couple of months, and things have been pretty rough up here, and I decided I needed to find somebody a little closer home that I could talk to, and turns out that there is a really cool individual up here that runs a church, and it's a private church, and I've actually started attending, and he's making a pretty pretty significant difference in my life, and I think I'm going to start pulling back a little bit from activism as it is. And I actually invited him to the house today because I wanted you to meet him. He's a really cool guy. I think you'll like him. But this is my new pastor.
Hey, everybody.
Oh, no.
How's
No.
everybody doing today?
Oh, Lucy, I swear to Christ, I almost.
Pastor Jay here for the truth.
Damn it.
Thank you.
I love you guys.
Oh, shit.
Okay, can we
Don't scare us
Pastor
like that.
Jay to the call now?
Yeah.
Oh.
You can add him, or do you want me to? I'm looking at Mr. K and he's just beat red.
No, it was one of those things where it was like I had somebody the other day. Literally, I had a long ass debate with a buddy of mine. He goes, "If you could go back, would you?" And I said, at a time, if you would have asked me if I could forget everything that I've learned, forget my problems, and just close my eyes. Because one of the things in ministry I learned was if you close your eyes, it's all the same. You can look a person in the eye, you can be lying your ass off to them. But if you close that eyes and shake that hands and just pray, you don't have to look at them. So over time, you get used to that. And the whole conversation just replayed. But it was a totally farce version of how it played out in real life. In real life, it was much more of a, no, that's too easy. I can't do that. And then I'm hearing Lucy go, and I'm going, this doesn't sound good. This isn't good. And then I saw Jay, and it was like, fuck. So I'm okay. Just
we planned this since this morning. We got to do something to fuck with John. But we fucked with John all night last night. We trolled his channel, and I felt bad. So we gotta give John a heads up.
Oh, that was good. That was
Well,
Last night it got so bad I thought John was going to ban me.
No, you see, I was all prepared to play it out too. Like, oh no, it's Pastor J. No, I don't want your conspiracy theories on my channel, Pastor J. You're not hacking my stuff again.
But I got troll. I got troll from the whole damn thing when I started calling you hand job.
Yeah, that's great.
Well, actually, as mean as that is a true story. I was in college, and there was this kid, he was a freshman, and he had this obnoxious Thor's hammer tribal tattoo. And I was friends with a Wiccan, and, she was sitting off to the side, and I had some other friends. I go, so what's your name? And he goes, well, my friends call me Thor. I was like, I'm not going to call you Thor. What the fuck's your name? And he's like, I was like, you know what? Your new name's Handjob. Because that's what you should have been. The man graduated like 4 years ago, and a buddy of mine I went to college with was a freshman when he was graduating, and they still fucking call him Handjob. So, you're among good company.
My nickname is Jay. Some people call me Jay, some people call me Jason. And my last name's Como, but people say Como. So in high school, I named Jay Como, the gay homo. So I don't think anybody.
Pittsburgh Daily News went to color. Ooh boy. The first year it went to color, the first picture was this man wearing a rainbow shirt that said, let's get one thing straight, I'm not. So he was black and gay in a redneck town. That would have sucked, and that motherfucker worked it. He would freak anybody out. I don't know, although I do know on our senior trip he did hide weed in Black Jesus. So I don't think he had much love for religion. We weren't that close, but...
I just want to let everyone know Lucy's trying to distract me. I don't think it's very fair because I'm trying to make some compelling arguments right now. How many cigarettes do you... Oh my God, woman! Trying to have a serious conversation. You want to join us?
I don't want to hear another damn word out of you and your little buffalo wings.
Okay, sorry.
So Pastor Jay, tell us what is going to be going on with your ministry this next month.
Well, before I get into that, let me tell you a story about what happened to us today. We go to a music store. And this is my second time in Oklahoma, but I've never, like, this is my first time being exposed to people. And so we stop at this music store, and I'm being nice to everybody because I'm a nice guy. And we go to the front register, and there's this really nice girl there, really sweet, has a nice big cross on her chest. And I was staring at the cross, just for the record. And there was a keychain that had a guitar pick on it. And on the guitar pick it said, "Pick Jesus." And it had a verse on it. Then I saw a pair of drumsticks, and the drumstick said, "Stick with Jesus." And I look at it, and I was like, "Nice, good." And here comes Lucy, laughing her ass off. That girl went from like smiles about I'm gonna kill and destroy everything about you, motherfucker. Scorched earth. And I thought we had to go. She's making fun of my religion. And then she wouldn't have. I thought we're in the store out of the store, man. But as far as my ministry, I'm still going to be doing videos that have every time. I have a list of things that people should expect when join my church coming up, and that's going to be fun. So expect that in the next week or two.
You're not getting your 10,000 dick pics. I'm sorry, Pastor Jay. You're not going to get your dick pics.
I breathe though. I don't require 10,000 dick pics as a pre-membership requirement. It's gone down to 5,000. Because data that it picks up on the phone, I don't expect that out of people, you know.
Hey, hold on. Hey, Lucy, can you mute your mic while Jay's talking?
Or I can just make him get his ass over here and sit next to me.
Yeah, you would think, but I think he's being stubborn about having his own mic and camera and everything.
I know, he's bitchy. He's like he's entitled or some shit.
I think it's a series of evens. I think it's a series of evens and wanting a phallic device in his hand.
Can you mute your mic for 1 second? I gotta say something. Okay. I just want to let you know I ran out of evens earlier today because here's another thing that happened. We were at a truck stop restaurant. And apparently that's where people have job interviews, I guess, here in Oklahoma. And so this guy sits down and he starts like having this conversation about like, oh, okay, if you're going to be a technician, this is what you got to do. And we're going to have you this. So what are some good qualities about you? And the guy's like, I really like to learn stuff. And like, you know, I'm a quick learner. And it was going great. It was like a typical job interview. And then out of nowhere, he comes in with, oh man, I'm really active in my church too. That's where that whole video came out about me going, I can't even begin to even anymore. Because it's like, what the fuck, man? But, you know what? I don't know what I was going to say. Keep going. Keep talking amongst yourselves.
Well,
okay. Well, I was asking about where your church is going for the next month and whatnot. Like, what are you and what is it? Your sub pastor Jeremy gonna be doing?
Deacon Jay.
Deacon Jay, yeah.
All right, so we've gone strictly online. We don't have a building anymore, thanks Obama. And so right now, everything we're doing is online. It's a temporary thing. We're actually, we're going to be making some business cards tonight. I have something written up. Give me 1 second. It's going to be called Pastor Jay's Traveling Truck Stop. No truck stop, no worries. We come to you. And then I'm going to put in the YouTube address.
Hold on. How is cum spelled?
Like everyone spells it, C-U-M. I don't understand why. That's a stupid question. And then on the card, it's going to say, I'm going to put the YouTube address. I'm going to have people, it's going to be a clickable button. So all you have to do is click on the button on the business card, and you're automatically subscribed. There's still going to be membership fees, but we're a little lax days ago. We've kind of had a falling out with a lot of people lately. So, half of our church, which is 3 members, already left. And so we're just, we're trying to start from the beginning. And I feel like it's going to go pretty far. We're still making videos. Deacon Jay and my assistant Pastor Jay, they're working really hard at contributing mostly naked pictures, but just other content as well. And we're going to take over the world pretty soon. Pretty soon there's going to be no atheists left, which means there's going to be no evil left in the world. So I'm really excited about that.
Okay. There's a question for you in the comment stream, Pastor. Each of the business cards comes with a free glory hole pass.
You know, I might do that. My biggest fear, though, is apparently there's this unknown podcast called Cognitive Dissonance or something like that, and they've stolen the whole glory hole moniker, and so I don't want to copy them. But honestly, like, when you have Jesus, every hole is glory, yes, right? And so...
Does that include the wrist?
Maybe. See, you can't steal if it comes from Jesus. So maybe I might do that. Yeah, you know what? Lucy, we should think about doing that, all right? Okay.
He might have me there with wrist hole fucking. I mean, it couldn't have been the hand, but I mean that wouldn't have held his ass up. So
just to be clear, just to be clear, are you asking for instructions to how to enter a whole entire fist into an asshole? I mean, we can talk about that later.
No.
Oh.
No. I was just remarking if every hole's a glory hole, then Jesus has got like 2 or 3 extra built in. 4, fuck, both feet.
Oh, of course, yeah, of course. I mean, that goes without question. You know, God created the universe and everything is glorious, including holes and just holes. So, yeah, I mean, great question. Whoever asked that.
Pastor Jay, I want to comment. I have been to some holes that weren't very fucking glorious. So maybe God wasn't there.
Look.
No. I was talking about restaurants, you perverted bastard.
Well, again, they have wash your hands after use in the bathrooms at every bathroom I've been to. So, you know, that's the thing is you have to make like you can tell like if somebody cleans up after themselves, and as long as you learn how to stay away from those people, you'll be fine. Some people are atheists and they're of the devil and they're unclean, and so of course they're going to be dirty. You just got to make sure to always have your glory hole experiences with Christians because they give the best. You know what I mean. So.
You know, it's moments like this. I used to say when I was at my heaviest weight that one of 2 things happened. When I stopped believing, I started losing weight. So that says to me one of 2 things. Either God didn't do shit about my weight problem, or my soul was a fat fucker.
Wait, you said when you stop believing, you lose weight, right?
Yeah.
Well, see,
and I eat like a champ.
Yeah, right. Well, eating has nothing to do with you eating has nothing to do with anybody being overweight. The more you believe, the more God fills up your inside with His gloriness, and so you become larger and larger. And so that's a sign of a true Christian. They always talk about being gluttonous is a sin. That's fucking false. That's not even a real thing. It's not even in the Bible. Being gluttonous just means being a big person. Just means you're filled to the brim with God's moist love. So people need to stop mixing shit up. I'm so tired of you guys sometimes. Fucking atheists.
Is this in any way related to John Oliver's expose kind of on televangelists? People mixing
Do
up.
not mention seeds to him, so help me God. Don't bring up seeds.
So anybody want to tell me about seeds?
No.
Well, the televangelists, they basically, they work off of this whole divine seed thing where apparently you plant seeds and then you're supposed to sow them later, and it'll be it's supposed to come back to you like tenfold or something. So I mean, is that really how it works, Pastor, or?
Yeah, and it sucks because when the Bible was written, a lot of the good science wasn't really known yet. And so, back in the day, Jesus talked about the mustard seed and how it was the smallest seed. And little did he know it was actually the semen seed that was the smallest. But because Jesus was a virgin, he would have no idea what that even meant. And so it's no big deal. Because when he came down, even though it was God, he still, didn't know anything, right? And so, anyway, the seed that Mr. Oliver, I guess, is talking about, it's definitely semen seed, but semen's great, man. It's a life giver, right? So, hey, thanks for the Mountain Dew. You put alcohol in it? No, it's over there if you want it. I gotta get some.
Oh my god.
Hey, fun.
Making this whiskey. Go ahead, John.
Hey, fun fact: if you mix Sprite and spiced rum, you get an alcoholic cream soda.
There's other ways to get an alcoholic cream soda too. So, no. You guys know? Okay, never mind.
What?
I'm writing a book about my truck stop experiences, and I'll explain the alcohol and cream soda thing later.
So
I don't know why.
Pastor,
I don't know what's so funny.
Pastor Jay,
Help.
I got
Help. Somebody help. He's been at it all day.
I got a good title for your book, if you write one. From Lot Lizard to Savior.
Holy mother, fucking mother of God. That is great.
Now.
God doesn't care about cussing. They're just words. He doesn't care about cussing. When other people do it, he cares. But when I do it, it's cool because I'm a prophet, so shush.
I was talking about my virgin ears.
You're not a
Virgin.
Lucy's ears are the same way, and never mind. There's no nice way of saying this. Question, John.
Yeah.
Do you give a shit if I smoke in frame? Because I really don't want to lean over. It's killing my back.
No, fine. Go ahead.
Do you care if I button my pants a little bit? Because my belly is just kind of full. If I just unbuckle my belt, unzip my pants, you guys cool with that?
Do it.
Oh, no?
You know how
Okay, hold on. Main Gun, how are you doing, man?
Well, I was doing okay until about 15 minutes ago.
How's the last month been for you? Have you been enjoying everything?
Oh yeah, for the most part. Just traveling a lot. One flea bag motel to another for one reason or another.
I gotta love those flea bag motels.
Oh Jesus! Last motel I was in was Denver, and you would think for $71 a night you're getting a decent room. I go and I booked for a week. I go in to check into the motel, and here's two Mexican street gang thugs patrolling the place. And I get in the elevator. There's graffiti all over the damn place, and I'm thinking, okay, $71 a night I'm paying for this son of a bitch, and there wasn't anything cheaper in town. Nothing. Don't go to Denver. Never go to Denver ever. But
well, yeah, that kind of sucks. I know that whenever I've been on travel. I don't know. I haven't really had many bad experiences, but I think all of my places that I've never stayed in a place that's only been about $70 a night, but I wouldn't expect it to be that bad. You would expect something a bit more decent.
Yeah, I usually hit cheaper motels, little mom and pop places. There was nothing, and I mean nothing. I mean they don't. Not that there wasn't anything available. They don't exist in Denver. It was bad, but
wow.
They don't exist in San Francisco either. San Francisco's just as bad, except the cheapest room I've ever stayed anywhere in the city was $91, and it was a Days Inn, and the cockroaches were bigger than I am. So
yep, I believe it. Yeah. So
let's see.
No, just home again.
That's good.
Sorry.
No. I was. I'm trying to find your email address because I've got your swag that I've got to get to you. And I figured. I don't know if Mr. Kane can kind of tell you about the swag that you're going to be getting, because it's the same thing that I got him. Mr. Kane, do you want to tell? Do you want to tell everybody what I got you this month?
He gave me an audio book. It was a visual, or not an audio book, a book for my Kindle. It was on logical fallacies that were, and they had actual pictures, and it was a pretty good read. I actually read through it once. I'm about ready to read through it again. And thank you, John, by the way, because my wife now hates that book. Because my wife is prone, and I love my wife, but she's prone to using false dichotomies and straw man. So then when I bring that up, she's like, if you say that straw shit, I'm going to be so pissed. I was like, oh, God. So, but it's all fun and good. It was nice. I liked it. It's very entertaining. It's kind of nice, I guess, for myself, because I found, I came from a world where people were telling me every day that people like I'm talking to right now didn't exist. That it was lawless and soulless outside of the church. It was everybody eat everyone. And the reason they joked about eating babies was because some of them would, given the chance. So it's kind of nice. I like it. I like it a lot. So thank you.
Yep, and
Cool.
Main Gun, I just sent you yours. So you should be expecting that in your email. So hopefully you can get that. I'm assuming that you have a Kindle or some way to read it.
You can get a Kindle app for free, dude.
Yeah. All right.
Just go.
I'll
wait.
link you to it later.
Okay. Well, sorry. I guess I shouldn't have assumed. I'm sorry there, Main Gun.
That's all right. I'm a bit of a Luddite.
Okay. But yeah. So I just sent you that. It's not nothing too special, but like Mr. Kane was just saying there, that it's just a fun book about fallacies and whatnot. So now. Of course, Pastor Jay isn't a patron of mine, but he's just kind of a special guest today for everybody here.
I was of the understanding, since you give money to my church, I'm just automatically doctored in. I don't. I mean, I can leave. You guys are.
No, I want you here, man.
I do want to say something about logical fallacies, though, and how they're all made up just to make Christians look bad. That's all. That's all I have to say. So.
God, it shoehorned that bitch around anything. Ugh. That's awesome. I love it.
What happened?
One of the things that I was told as a pastor is, no matter what verse you're preaching, if you can find a way, shoehorn it around it. Shoehorn that bitch around anything. Or if you're preaching about Jonah, you can work giving into Jonah. Don't know how, but by God, you can do it. Find a way.
Well, I always tell people, and I can't make this my motto because somebody else came up with it before me, and I don't know who, but in a world of magic and make pretend, anything is possible. And as a pastor, I have to live in magic and make pretend, because that's reality for me. So, yeah, of course we're going to, see, when we make things up for you guys to understand it, it's because as a pastor, we're smarter than everybody. And we understand that not everyone's going to grasp these concepts. So we just kind of have to, it's like we're forming you. It's like boot camp. We're forming you to wrap your minds and
So,
Pastor, I don't get it.
Well, as an ex-pastor,
let me think of a story, and I'll figure out a way to make it make sense at some point.
Hey, Jay, as an ex-pastor, I may be able to help.
Well, it depends. What denomination were you?
Free Methodist.
Yeah, that's not my church. You're wrong.
Actually,
you're wrong.
Technically, it started out, I was raised Pentecostal, molested Baptist, then converted to Free Methodist. Actually, not molested Baptist, that's just a joke. But then with Free Methodist. However, The thing is it's basically what you're saying. It sounds much like, and I'll try for Maine here. It sounds much like the Abraham Lincoln dildo. Anything's a brave enough, or anything's a dildo if you're brave enough, according to Abraham Lincoln. So,
See, I heard all the words you said, but because you're not the same denomination as I am, it doesn't make any sense to me. So, I mean, yeah, that's how it is. We're the one true church, and so we have our ways of having people understand our. Lucy, help me out here. Look, I'm
taking drugs for a headache.
I'm taking alcohol for just because.
For God reasons.
God, who do you think makes the alcohol?
Well, Jesus does just kind of make it happen.
You're not kidding.
But awesome. Lucy, hey, why don't you tell people what I got you this past month?
You talking about the one you just sent?
Yeah. I've been a little slow on getting these out, I know.
That's awesome. That is fucking awesome. John, you have good choice in swag.
Yes, I do.
Hey, anything.
I kind of took that as a personal dig at me, damn it.
Well, no, you're the toilet paper. He's the shit.
Great. Just what I wanted to be. I catch enough shit with Pastor J up here. Thanks, Mr. Kane.
Well, I'm just trying to find a silver lining, damn it.
Look, I can't smoke. I can't drink. I'm on chemo. You fuckers are making me suffer here.
Actually, it could be worse. I have done very worse things. I did date a girl one time.
How much worse can it possibly get?
Well, I did snake palm a girl's grandmother who was on her deathbed.
I want to say something real quick. I'm sorry to cut in, but Torva made a comment. What abomination were you? Now, I want to be clear. Obama, just like Bush and Clinton and the other Bush, is the Antichrist. And so I can't say I'm in any kind of abomination because he's the reason why Jesus is going to be coming back in the next 100 to 200 years. And so Torva, way out of line, sir.
So there's like 4 antichrists?
It's like the Ark. We found it 4 different times in 4 different places. And what it is, instead of it just being one individual piece, it's a collection of pieces that create the sum of all whole parts. And that's all. Just word salad. Word salad. Word salad.
See, when you start making Pastor J think really hard, all of that homosexual stuff in his head starts getting all wonky and whatnot, and he starts having truck stop flashbacks. And,
look. I had a farming accident when I was 7 years old, and it did some things to my brain. All right, so that's an insult, sir.
Wait, hold on. Is that before or after the pogo stick?
It was shortly after the pogo stick. You see, after I lost most of my member because of the pogo stick, which is a true story, by the way, I went through a severe depression. This is before I found God. And I was working on the farm with my dad's brother's neighbor. And I got pushed. I fell off of a tractor and hit my head. And so, it's a serious thing. And it made things happen in my head. So I have to think hard about everything. Pretty much.
Literally.
Literally. So.
As someone who gets so high that he can't say the word Canada, I find your speech there and your stutter from your horrible farm accident has triggered me.
You know what? I have a solution. You can either pickle it or you can join my church. One or the other. It doesn't matter. I suggest you join my church because there's a lot of great opportunities, brother. I mean,
You could be high up in the ranking. I'll give you a gun. You could be like an enforcer to make sure nobody leaves. I mean, not that people aren't allowed to leave.
Deal.
Like, people can leave.
I will be your hired muscle. Deal. It's what I did through college. Fucking deal.
All right.
As long as
People can leave, but we're not gonna let them.
5,000 dick pics in my inbox. Stat.
Well, can I have a question? Do they have to be my dick pics?
You should have never asked that.
Honestly, at this point, it doesn't matter. So whatever you want, whatever makes it. What we're looking for isn't the dick pics. It's the commitment. It's the willingness to serve me, to serve God. That's what we're looking for. So, just.
Oh God, that sounds like I swear I've heard this same rhetoric before. Fuck, where was it? Shit. Nothing. That was the joke. Why the fuck are you staring at me?
Sorry. Man, well,
I'm sorry. I do comedy for a living, so it's kind of one of those things where it's like when I approach something like this, obviously we want the people that are watching in chat, which I can't see, by the way. So I really have no fuck what they're saying. They could be saying Mr. Kane's the ugliest fuck we've ever seen, and I'd be okay
they're
with
saying that about me. They're saying that about me. You're good.
Okay, cool.
Except for Hector.
No, because seriously, it's one of these things. Like, I mean, for the most part, like, I am a relative newcomer in most of your guys's, not daily lives, but it's like, oh shit, I know that kid, So realistically, with people that I've known for years, there are things that I will do that they'll be like, Jesus Christ, I can't believe you just fucking did that. And then there are situations like this where it's like, do I want a good impression or do I just want to show these fuckers what I'm about?
I would suggest, no matter
But then I realized, well, no, because I realized I have conversations with Lucy and there's nothing I can say or do that she's not going to go, no, I knew that fucker do that.
Look, honestly, no matter what, and this is the serious side of me, if you're trying to do something, if you're trying to be, when you're making friends with people, you have to be yourself. I'll let you finish up real quick. You done? You good? But no, you have to be true to yourself, and you have to stick to your convictions. And a lot of times it's gonna create conflicts with other people, and it happens. But like when I do my stuff, if it makes me laugh, I'm gonna go with it, even if no one else finds it funny. And so. And what's going to end up happening is the people that like you are going to continue to like you. Because if you spend all your time like faking it to try to impress people, it's going to burn you out. And so you have to sit there. So you just sit there and you make peace with yourself. You make content that you're happy with. And then people will most likely gravitate towards you. And not everyone's going to gravitate towards you. And that's okay. I mean, not everyone likes everything.
Oh, yeah.
And so, yeah.
Well, and,
Go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt. I think that's why, like, because I get many comments like, "Hey, you deserve more views," or "Hey, you deserve more subscribers," and it's kind of like, well, on the one hand, it doesn't really bother me how many subscribers I have. Like, if I have a lot of subscribers, or if I have like almost no subscribers. But I mean, I think that it's most likely because I don't pander to the majority of my base. Like, I don't, I'm not that screaming atheist that just gets on camera and just screams at whatever problem there is. I'm producing content that's well thought out and stuff like that. So I feel like that's the reason why not a lot of people really gravitate towards my channel, is because when they come onto YouTube, they're looking for more of like the amazing atheist type content or the drunken peasants, or they're not really looking for the intellectual or that kind of thing.
Well, that's the thing though, is you're gonna within this movement there are so many types, and a lot of times what we have, and by the way, I'm gonna preface this by saying I'm not trying to like dog anybody for what they're trying to do, but a lot of times when new podcasters and new YouTubers come out or whatever, you're gonna have people that are angry, right? And those kind of things are a dime a dozen now. and that's fine. I mean, it's like one of those things. Like there might be 10 people that listen to your stuff that don't listen to anybody else. So you're going to reach some kind of an audience. At the end of the day, whether I agree with the way somebody does something or not, I honestly still feel like, as an entire movement, we're still reaching people. There are people that don't know who the fuck I am that are going to listen to the Amazing Atheist, or even or Kane or Godless Engineering, and so there is a lot of regurgitation, but maybe there is something to be said for the fact that sometimes it could be good, right? Just because I kind of might get annoyed with it doesn't mean it's not good for people that are trying to figure out how to deconvert, or you know what I mean? I don't know if that makes any sense, but.
Well, I mean, for me, Jay, and maybe some of you had similar experiences, I don't know, but for me, it was much more of a progression. I mean, when I first got out of belief, I was so fucking mad.
Right.
And part of it, I was mad at me because I allowed myself to be duped and do things at that time that I thought were absolutely heinous. I mean, literally, the first 6 months, all I wanted to do was scream and yell. But after I came to Pete, it was like, I don't understand. Like, once I got past that, then content like John and Lucy and you and things like that was like, holy shit, this is much more where I'm normally at. This is much more how I would rather conduct myself. And it's nice to see this existed, because I went through a lot of just angry people before I found you guys. And even when you guys get angry, it's like, they had a point.
But here's the thing, like, everyone's going to be angry when they get out of it, and everyone's going to blame themselves. But it's kind of like watching, like, a football game, like when your favorite team loses the Super Bowl when they were 17-0 or 18-0, whatever. I'm talking about the Patriots, by the way. You're going to look back and go, what the fuck happened? But at some point, though, you have to move on from that. And the thing about, like, the reason why, like, I do get serious a lot of the times. I do get pissy. I do get bitchy. And I admit that. But for the most part, whenever I see issues, I try to distance myself from the same type of arguments. Like, oh, can you believe that Christian believes in God? Oh, my God. Like, I distance myself from that. And I try to make, like, with what I do, I use satire. I make fun of these things. Not to say that Christianity is, like, this horrible thing. Because, like, there are people like my family that love God and love this, but they're just, whatever, they keep to themselves. I don't care, right? And what ends up happening is, like, there are so many different channels of some type out there that are angry and angry and angry. That's fine, but at some point a lot of people will get over that, and then it turns into, like, let's have a different type of discussion. Instead of being angry, let's joke about things. Because, like, for me personally, the reason why like Jeremy and Jay and I, a few other people, why we started to know the truth was because we got tired of being angry all the time, and so we just started poking fun at little things without poking fun at specific people, if that makes any sense. So, yeah, that's it's gonna happen. You can't sit here and blame yourself and get angry at yourself because you allowed something to happen. Because again, like I said before, hindsight's 20/20, right?
Yep.
Like everything makes sense after the fact. All you have to do is say, you know what, fuck it, it happened. It was an experience, and now I can use that experience, and now I can make content, or I can talk about these things and use that experience to help me have better conversations with other people, and maybe, not regurgitate the same shit over and over again, which we're all guilty of, even me, so just so when you're angry, just take a step back from it, laugh about something, joke about something, make light of it, because that's, if you're trying to reach people, personally for me, I gravitate towards humor. I'm a big fan of cognitive dissonance because they address the same bullshit over and over again. But to me, they know how to joke about it. And I think that's great. And I know it's not for everybody. I'm just using them as an example. But to me, it's better than seeing someone come online and go, what the fuck? I can't believe these fucking fucks did this. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, here we go again. Somebody's angry,
Yeah.
So.
No more DeRusso arguments. Got it.
Yeah. And the thing is, that kid's got potential too, But I really think that he's got potential, but he's stuck in this rut. And I feel like a lot of people get that way, and they end up creating this content, and they have to end up they almost bottleneck themselves into this way of thinking, and it's like they're afraid to just step past that. You know, I'm guilty of everything I accuse people of, right? Like we all are. We're all human. We're all gonna make mistakes, do stupid shit. But it's like the way I look at it. It's like I used to smoke, and I quit smoking. But if I have a cigarette, I'm not a smoker. I just had a cigarette. You know, it's like, I know it's a stupid analogy, but it's like you're an angry atheist. Well, you get away from that. You joke about things. You have, or you have intellectual discussions. You don't let anger get in the way. You're gonna get angry still, but that's okay. You have to forgive yourself and move on past that. I've been drinking, so I don't know if I made any sense, but yeah.
Yeah.
No, it made a lot of sense.
Yeah. Well, we're coming up on the hour for the patron hangout. Are there any final thoughts from any of you guys, Mr. Kane?
You know, it's been one of these experiences where it went pretty much like I thought it was gonna go. I talked to most of you guys daily, in some cases. So I pretty much knew what I was getting myself into. It was fun. My comedian side is going, I see jokes, I see jokes, I see jokes, I see jokes. So it's been a good day.
Good.
What about you, Larry? Main gun?
I got nothing.
Okay.
I just got to learn how to use this damn equipment better.
Okay.
Just
Every
make a
time
trip down. I'll work with you.
All right.
Every time I do one of these, somebody always has that. Like, when my group, it's my friend Becky. She's almost always quiet on everything. So I don't know you well enough to be like, come on, you mute fuck. But I understand.
So I was watching V in the background of Jason's cam.
Oh, yeah. I apologize for over talking everybody. Yeah, so.
No.
It was
Hey there,
entertaining.
Vincent.
Good.
What's up? Yeah, see, we're not going to top the cuteness of a kid. We're all screwed. Every damn one of us fucked by kid.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, we're done.
Yeah. What about you, Lucy? You got any final comments or questions towards me or anybody else here?
I need fucking therapy after the 24 hours I've had with this asshole behind me. If you guys have Pastor J on Facebook, by all means, go look at the photos and videos we have posted today. We have been at this all day today.
You know, I saw that and I was thinking about that and I was like, damn, Lucy's not bald yet. I'm surprised.
Not yet. Not yet. Day is not over yet. And he's got the alcohol. So he's also drinking from a cup that my kids bought me when they were little that has mother written on it. That's his alcohol cup right now. It says a mother's love is forever.
I'm going to steal this cup, by the way.
Oh. That's like getting my mom's girlfriend a world's greatest stepdad mug.
There you go.
Oh, I was gonna mention to you guys. Is everybody still okay with the game streams that I'm doing on the channel? Like,
hell yes.
Yeah, I love them.
Okay.
I was until you banned me, so yeah.
Okay, I banned your troll Christian account or whatever that was.
Say the name of the account, John.
I don't even remember. It was like
Look. The best part of last night was when you read my name. You're like, fill up my mouth with farts. It made my fucking year, dude.
It took me a second to get it because it's like one of those ad libs or something.
That came from a guy, the best campaign ad ever, and there was this guy, like the profile picture of this guy doing this campaign ad, and he's like, "You can call me whatever you want." He listed off a couple names, and he's like, "Hell, you can even call me fill up my mouth with farts." It was like perfect.
Have you guys seen the Canadian Parliament ad? The guy who fucking... It's this guy who's on a goose, jumps off the goose, kills a dragon, fist bumps an alien, grabs some shit with, like, weed growing out of the rocks. It's literally the funniest campaign ad I've ever seen.
Hire me and I will do all of these things. Day one. Well,
Damn.
I'm going to have to get that video, and we're going to have to play it on IRT. But speaking of the game streams, and that's why I brought it up, is I have my Borderlands game stream tonight. We're still doing Borderlands 1, which we'll probably be doing it for a little while longer. And then after that, we'll be moving on to Borderlands 2, and then eventually we'll get to the prequel and everything. So if you're watching still, do tune in for that tonight at 9:30 Central. I appreciate all of my patrons here hanging out with me for a little while. I do value all of y'all's input, so feel free to contact me at any point, and let me know about any videos or any particular subject that you want me to do. And I will do a video on it or whatever. Just let me know. Of course, you guys are giving me money, so I'm definitely going to be catering to you guys. So, especially you, Pastor Jay. You're muted, just like you should always be.
Everyone says that to me. I don't know why. If anybody ever really is like dying to give me money, just give it to G instead. Give it to John instead. Just give it to him.
Okay.
I have plenty of members in my church that hook me up. So
they're giving you that seed money, huh?
Yeah, literally.
I don't want seed money. It'd be sticky. I don't want it.
I tried out for this show a couple of years ago. I don't know what the word means, but it's called the America's Next Top Bukkake Model. And there was a lot of interesting things that happened in there. You guys should look into that. It's on one of those, I think Pornhub, was it? Or RedTube, I don't know. One of those weird sites.
4chan.
4chan, that's what it was. And it was different. I'll be honest, it was different. I'm pretty open-minded.
Jay, I have to use a 4chan rule pics or it didn't happen.
They didn't use my segment because I was a little extremist. I ended up preaching to everybody versus, being a model. But hey, life is life, right?
Yeah. You know what, Jay? I'm gonna have to get you a special picture here in just a few minutes. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and end this particular patron hangout. I hope that you guys will join us next month. I'll get that set up as soon as this month ends. If you're not a patron but you would like to get in on these particular hangouts, I think it's at about $10 a month to get in on it. But to get the special Wednesday videos, because they're the Saturday videos that come out early for the patrons, you just got to be a patron of the channel. It's nothing special. I mean, you get to watch them anyways. You just get to see them a few days earlier. Like I know at one point Lucy, she let me know about some mistakes I had made in a video, so there's a chance to correct me, if you watch those early. And you get to be, because she's a big reason why the video was actually perfected. So, but anyways, I appreciate everybody being here. Join us tonight for Borderlands, and we'll be seeing you guys later.
I love pancakes.
Peace.
I love pancakes.